everybody, welcome back. This is the JR Wisdom channel. I appreciate you guys tuning in once again for another video here, and I'm just going to jump straight into it. You guys have read the title. This is in reference to a video that black men don't know how to be faithful. It's very controversial that just came up. You guys may have heard of her. Her name is Loni Love. She made this statement. She's one of the co-hosts for the show The Real, and it's basically a show that talks about different topics: politics, relationships, so on and so forth. And she's one of the more controversial members of the show. It's a multicultural, multi-ethnic show. If you've ever watched it, I don't watch it. I catch clips every now and then. I've seen her make, similar comments that have been deemed controversial, but this one right here is just ridiculous. It's just too much for her to actually come out of her mouth and say this. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about a few things and why I have issues with this, and along with the Kevin Hart stuff that she was alluding to, and basically the reason why all people cheat. It's not just exclusive to black men. All people cheat, and some of the reasons she gave was BS, and it sounds like a lot of the stuff she says is based off ignorance, and it seems that this woman has been hurt and she's bitter. And please don't take it this way that I'm trying to disrespect her in any way, but I'm just going to say how I feel about the situation. It's my own personal opinion. That's why you guys are watching, to get my opinion. I'm not reporting the news. I'm just telling you how it is from my point of view. So she makes this comment saying that black men don't know how to be faithful in a relationship. She gets on this platform that is basically international at this point. Everyone's watching it, and she uses that to bash black men as opposed to all men. You're a black woman, you're in your late 40s, by the way, and this is the best you can come up with. So I look at it, first of all, who have you been dating? Have you been dating nothing but exclusively black men in your entire life? And have they all cheated on you? So this is where we have to kind of like examine what's really going on here. And are women above reproach at this point? Specifically you, Loni Love, are you above reproach? Have you not done anything wrong? Have you not ever cheated on anyone? Is every black man just a cheater? And where does that come from? Where does and this, a lot of my videos I like to talk about this. Where does this whole cheating thing originate? If what you're saying is true, this has nothing to do with you because you're perfect. You haven't done anything wrong. You've never cheated on anybody. But what is causing, like I said, if what you're saying is true, what is causing the black man to cheat? I'm not placing blame, I'm just asking a question at this point. What is causing the black man to cheat? If he's such a cheater, you go into saying things like slavery is the cause of this, and families being broken up, and then you had other people on the show, these other ladies talking about, the 60s and stuff like that, welfare reform, so on and so forth, breaking up the black family, which is true, that did happen, but what does that really have to do with cheating? Cheating is an individual thing, which I'll get into later. You're throwing out a blanket indictment on black men, saying that they cheat. So where did they learn this from? We'll talk about that. Where did they learn? Is this natural behavior? Because you're basically saying it's natural behavior. Are they conditioned to do this? So let's go back to childhood. Who are they conditioned by? Are they conditioned by the mothers? Since that's the stereotype that black men are raised by single mothers. Are they conditioned? Are they taught by their mothers? Or are they taught by the fathers because he may not be present? Is he the example? Why is he doing this? Is it because of slavery? Everybody from every culture, background, color, creed, no matter what, everybody cheats. It doesn't matter. And for you to say that without basically saying everybody I find that to be very problematic. And for you to just bash bash black men on a national scale. It's just ridiculous. And you went on even further to say it's black men who are in power, and brought up the whole part about Kevin Hart being afraid to lose his power or his wealth as a rich black man because he doesn't want to go back to being poor, because if he's poor, he's not going to have the power to cheat. What you're saying is so ridiculous, because everybody rich cheats. Look at the United States of America, where polygamy is obviously illegal, but you see all the richest men are married for the most part. A lot of politicians, there's so many scandals out here of rich, wealthy men getting caught up cheating on their spouse. But it makes you wonder, why isn't polygamy legal? Because he could just have a second wife. What is it? What does it boil down to? He can have 2, 3, 4, as countless, as many wives as he wants. But he chooses to cheat on his wife with another woman or another man. What is it at the end of the day? What it is that it's ego. Everyone who cheats, who's unfaithful, who steps out, it's all about ego. And the root of that ego is insecurity. It all boils down to insecurity. Whether you cheat, you're too afraid to leave your partner or have your partner find out, is because either the person is afraid to be alone, or they're afraid to just move on with their life. It boggles my mind how all of a sudden black men are the only men with egos, and they're the only people that cheat. It's insecurity no matter who you are. It's ego and insecurity. You're insecure about something, especially if you're in a committed relationship at this point. You're insecure about something. If that's the case, don't get married. But a lot of guys and women don't figure this out till they're already married. So I'll go back to what I was saying about Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, I was just having this discussion in the barbershop the other day. Kevin Hart is a very wealthy man. Kevin Hart worked to get where he's at now. He got his first divorce because he cheated on his wife at that point, and I guess he didn't want to be with her. He cheated on her, they got divorced, so on and so forth. He got married again within a short period of time, and he cheated on that wife while she was pregnant, which is the craziest thing ever. And what I was having a discussion with some people in the barbershop is that the way you did it, you first of all, cheating is wrong. You cheated on your married, doesn't matter if she was pregnant or not, but she was pregnant. You cheated on her, you did it in a sloppy way, you got drunk, and you got recorded and filmed, and they tried to blackmail you, and your friend or your buddy, I guess, tried to blackmail you as well. But you did it so in a sloppy way, and you get caught up in these things. So it makes me wonder, at the end of the day, why did he get married? So he didn't get all of that stuff out of his system, so to speak. A man with that type of wealth, you should be able to sow your oats, all your wild oats, do everything that you want before you get married. But instead, you cheated the first time on the first wife, then you cheated on the second one. So you still haven't gotten it out of your system at this point. You just got caught this time with that one. So my question is to a lot of these, unless it's just a political thing, why are you getting married? And women too, why are you getting married if you're just going to cheat? It doesn't make any sense to me. Now I can understand a lot of people, not unlike myself. I got married at an early age. As a teenager, I got married. And you really don't know. This is why it is so important. I used to hear people say this all the time. You need to go out and, discover yourself. You're getting married too early. And they're absolutely right. You have a lot of kids out here getting married. You don't even know who you are. You don't even know what you want. And you've grown up with this person and the relationship becomes stale. You might not even want to be with this person anymore. So you end up cheating on this person. You end up stepping out, and vice versa. Same thing with the woman. She just may get bored and just want to step out and see something else out there other than what it is that she's been with for the past X amount of years. She's gotten tired of it. She's gotten bored. She wants to discover other things. And this is why people end up cheating, because of things like this. And it's insecurity at the end of the day a lot of times, or it's, you know, it's that fear, it's that ego. There's fear and insecurity and ego at the end of the day. And this happens all too often. So we need to ask ourselves, we need to find out who we are first. A lot of people who are cheating and doing these things really don't know who they are. And if they do know who they are, they're denying it and not living their truth at this point, which is what you should be doing, living your truth. As a single individual who's having an experience in this lifetime, who wants to experience multiple people, wants to enjoy the company of multiple people. If you had it done to you, you'll understand that you don't want it to happen to someone else, especially someone that you love at this point. But people have to experience this. You can't just tell somebody that. You have to experience it. So in the case of going back to Loni Love, and I'm going to wrap this video up, I find it peculiar for her to say these things about black men. For one, she's a comedian, actress, author, so on and so forth. She has a lot of accolades under her belt. She's currently in a relationship with a white man who's about 7 years older than her. I believe she's 48, he's 55. This white man has ghosted her for 2 weeks without talking to her. For those of you who don't know what ghosting is, basically it's no contact, and had her wondering what's going on. You know, he's really doesn't have, his star power at this point is nowhere near as big as hers. I think he's a actor that's currently out of work, and he paints on the side. But she's the breadwinner in the situation. So what she says in terms of black men, when they get money, wanting to control the relationship or be in charge, right now in this relationship, she's running it. And I think she likes things that way. She's the breadwinner, and she's with an older white gentleman. But if you look at her and where she's at in life, somebody could say the same thing about her as far as her confidence goes. Because at this position, she's 48 years old, and you kind of see where she's at also, because she's dated just a few years ago. She's dated guys in their early 20s. What does that say about you? As a 40-something-year-old woman, you're dating a 23-year-old at this point, at the time. I believe it was about 5 or 6 years ago, she was dating this guy in his 20s. What does that say about you mentally? I have a firm belief, and there's a belief, and I guess a lot of times we see this a lot. We talk about women hitting the wall. And when they hit the wall, there's really only two options. Either you're going to date a much younger man who really can't do anything for you, just for aesthetic's sake, just to make you feel young, or you're going to date a much older man than you. Not to say that this guy is that much older than her. He's 55. But ideally, many women in their 40s are looking for a man around their same age for the most part. But those men, in particular, men in their 40s and men in their 50s, are looking for much younger women. Most likely in their early 30s or late 20s for the most part. That's what men in that age bracket are looking for. And this is just common. We could say negative things about her in this video. We could say that she has low self-esteem because she wears a wig and fake eyelashes, and she's overweight. But that would be rude, just like it was rude for her to say something so stupid, in my opinion. But with that being said, who am I? That's just the way I feel about it. For her to say something like that. You're saying these things while you're currently in a relationship with a white man who is less successful than you are at this point. You're the breadwinner, and you're probably the one who's running the relationship at this point. And he's just doing it because you've got money. But anyway, I digress. Cheating, at the end of the day, is about ego. If you've been cheated on, whether you're men or women, men, it happens too. You don't like to admit it sometimes, or you may go all out. But if you've been cheated on, it's about ego and insecurity. Men cheat for ego, insecurity. Women cheat for ego, insecurity. Doesn't matter who you are, what color you are. That's just what it is. Where you're from, it happens. So, with that being said, everybody cheats. Know who you are first. If you feel like you're gonna cheat on someone, just be honest. Be honest before you do that. Or before you get in a real committed relationship, know who you are first. Get all that stuff out of your system. So, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you got any topics you'd like me to discuss, feel free to email them to me or comment below. And let me know your thoughts on this whole situation, how you feel about it. I want to hear what you got to say in reference to this. So if you want to book a one-on-one, the link is in the description as well. If you want any advice, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. Peace be upon you in the mercy and blessings of the Almighty, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out. Peace.